What is up, guys? Welcome back to Lord of the Rings 4, The Dark Soul. I'm here with your ex-best friend. You guys know Timothy. And in the last episode we killed the Crystal Sage, fought Hodrick, and...
Lord of the Rings, huh? Somehow I can actually believe that.
Well, because my character looks like Aragorn with a bunch of fucking ash on him, like... Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, you have to progress from the boss room, mind you. Over here on the left, there's an open hole. I'm gonna take the cestus off, because I don't want them on. And, if you want, you can go over here, kill some buggies, for some twinkling titanite. Which is actually a upgrade material we have not gone over. The simple way to put it, it's a material used to upgrade unique weapons. Not legendary, unique. That is a very important thing to know. How do I want to do this?
What?
There's an evangelist right here.
Oh.
You shall not touch me! I have rights! I don't know where they are, but I have them. Okay.
This message I just found said time for rear in short hole.
Down here is the Fallen Knight, which is an NPC that doesn't give you anything when you kill him. He's just there to block an item. What's the item, you may ask? It's an item that has a thing on it.
He's a cock.
Ha! Get parried, Birch! Okay.
Sound more enthusiastic and more satisfied when we don't have to talk about weapons.
Well, I am. That's because I don't have to go over anything yet.
Keyword yet.
There we
Until
go.
we get to the special place.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
There's gonna be like, what is it, like 12 or 13 things we gotta go over?
Oh, yeah. But, nonetheless, we can go over this. And I knew I'm gonna break a rule. But I want to go over this specific item up here. I actually want Tim to do it, because that's a shield he uses and I've never used.
Ooh.
The Crush Shield!
Message just got raided. Crush Shield, Crush Shield. Oh! That thingy! Uno momento. I need to get a justification of what it actually... Oh! Oh! Oh. That thing. Gross. Okay.
Just go over it.
The Crush Shield. The Crush Shield is a dark resistance shield. It is probably the best dark resistance you can have for a kite shield. Once you upgrade it to +5, it gives you 100. I think it's 100 dark resistance. If not, I think you can buff it with dark, just to increase it all the way. But I've used the Dragon Crush Shield. The Crush Shield and the Dragon Crush Shield are the exact same freaking shield. The only difference is one has a different decal skin on it. And instead of fire resistance on the Dragon Crest, it has dark resistance on the regular crest. Other than that, they're identical shields. But yeah, that's literally it. It's a shield that I don't like using. Because nobody ever uses dark anymore. And if they do, it's not very threatening.
Except for Great Soul Drake, so we don't talk about that.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about that.
Anyways, behold, the Cleansing Shaper, which takes 45 years to open the gate.
You're trying to push all the rust and crust it on
you see this,
other things on top of the door.
You see this rusty old man right here praying? We're not going to talk to him yet. Not for a while,
we'll get to that
least.
later.
We're not fully, how you say, good enough to do that.
We'll probably deal with that guy. Let me think. Like 9 or 10 episodes later.
Maybe.
If that.
Anyways, guess what, guys? Another item we get to go over, which is...
But we'll have it marked as DLC, you know, part, whatever.
Yeah. Which is the Notched Whip.
Blah.
Oh, I have fond memories of this thing back in Dark Souls 2. Alright, let's just get this one out of the way. The Notched Whip is a whip that does bleed damage. It's not, you know,
It's alright.
It's an okay whip. The thing about it though is this is one of the only weapons where after the update patch, putting bleed on it, such as the Carthus Ruse, does not drain its blood meter at all. It actually increases it by a lot. So if you're in for quick bleeding on any enemies like AI, go for it. This weapon is definitely worth it. Not worth upgrading, just worth, you know, the bleed. If you're if you're gonna try and use it in PvP, don't do it. It's not gonna be helpful. Sorry, I just ate before we started recording. That's the shine. By the way, this is gonna be another one of those episodes where there's a lot of reviews. There's a lot of unique and legendary weapons in here.
Ooh.
We're gonna go grab one now, and now have Tim talk about it. This is the Astora Greatsword.
Why have me talk about that one?
Because I know what you've done with it.
I gotta freaking find it, because I always get Onria's sword and Astora's sword mixed up.
Right here.
Oh yeah, that's the thingy that does the spear attack, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so this sword, in my opinion, should have never been invented. Like, ever. It is literally the most unrealistic sword that has ever been put in Dark Souls. You hold the freaking blade with your bare hand, and the other part with the handle, and run forward, stabbing somebody with the sword. It is literally a great sword spear. It's weird. It makes no logical sense. I've seen quite a few people use it, but it's ridiculously easy to parry.
Aside from that...
Before they changed the timer, anyways.
Yeah, aside from that, anyways, if you guys had picked up that crystal gem, I'd recommend putting it on that Astora Greatsword. It is not a weapon that scales with faith by any means, and putting crystal on it will actually give it an S scaling in intelligence. Which for any of you strength intel builds, and I know you're out there, that is one of the most brutal weapons you can get. So, you know, have fun with that.
It's kind of funny killing these guys because you poke them in the butt with the sword. Careful of the archer.
I already talked to the giant.
Oh. Okay. I'm having fun tormenting these corpses.
Boom! Ah! Ah! I can't do anything! I'm stuck! I'm literally nothing.
How do you like being bled, you little punk? We're gonna go back to the old medieval times where they thought bleeding you was good for your health.
The other weapon was the Executioner Greatsword. It's not, I'm not gonna go over it. Let's just say every time you get a kill, you get 2 mana back. That's it.
What about the shield that's over there?
It's not a legendary, so I don't think that's going worth.
I thought the Pursuer shield was legendary.
Nope, because it goes to +10.
Oh, well that's disappointing.
Yep, it is just a regular shield. It's not one you can farm.
Oh shit, that was
It's not one you can farm, mind you.
Hey Alex, you want to see what happens when you're angry that you can't drink because you're underage? Look. Oh crap.
God damn it, Tim.
My character's trying to underage drink. Damn it, it's empty.
No! No! I wanted to try the bourbons.
I want more orange juice.
My juicy
Your mom
juice.
won't give you any more soda. Oh crap.
Hey, look, the invader with the gun to your halberd. Of course it is. Do I have a round shield by any chance? I do. Look out, Tim. He's gonna fucking ability spam you. He was gonna ability spam you.
Fool can try. Oh, for serious? Oh,
What?
cool.
Yeah, I'm a...
Oh, you're gonna be that kind of guy, huh? So be it.
Yeah!
Sayonara. I pegged him with my dagger and he fell on his face to the ground, or to the end of the world.
Yeah, we got rid of the invader! Free soul, got him at 11,000.
That was funny crap right there. I was not expecting to actually peg him and have him fall like that. I'm sure he's super mad right now. Are we gonna get the thingy that's down here?
The undead hunter charms?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah, that's right, we got a fat lady to deal with. You know what? Because this place is such a freaking curse. Oh, I could use my dagger and it won't affect anything really. Nice.
I'm so used to the round shields. When it comes to parrying, that's why when I got one, I was like,
This is the most I have ever been hit by undead hunter charms.
Except in the arena when they spam it, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Sir, where are your manners?
I poke you till you dead. Eh.
Okay, you missed, like...
Don't judge me, this is why I don't like using the rapier. Or not the rapier, but the S-Talk.
You picked the class, it's not my fault.
Oh, I know, but I figured it's something different. Just kind of sucks that my low-level character got deleted. That's alright.
God damn it! Undead hunter charms are fucking aggravating in this place. Because they consistently spam it.
Oh, really?
Thank you!
I thought that was you that got it for a second, because that was way too early of a parry.
Thank you! Oh, you bleed crit.
Nah, I just used the Chaos Dagger. Because those guys are way too much of a nuisance to mess with. I'm only using the Chaos Dagger on things that I know that will get us killed.
Ow!
Brr. Hey look! They're one of the most pointless things in the game.
If you have fire, they die
7
easily.
damage. I always talk about...
Nah. I guess I was wrong. These fucking guys.
I really don't like these skins. They're jerks.
motherfucker.
Where?
I forgot we were doing an episode. Sorry, I completely forgot. I've been all like slightly quiet.
And cursing and all that other crap. So you're like,
As if like it's just a normal game. I apologize, guys. I am super sorry. Super sorry.
I don't think they really care. This is Dark Souls we're talking about here. I think they expect it. I mean, hell, look at the Call of Duty players nowadays. They cost worse than a sailor.
You go on here and you encounter Jimmy the Giant.
He's a jerk.
He is a real jerk. You can kill him. I tried to kick him just now, but that's okay.
Why are we fighting him like this?
Because I can't jump down there and fight him yet.
Hmm.
Get him, Tim.
Just cover me for a second.
I don't know how long I can make that happen.
I'll be ready in a moment. Get freaking.
Well, he's hitting me in ways that are kind of bull, so.
Well, he's also not holding still, allowing me to hit him in his foot.
You guys are gonna see a lot of dust. We don't condone debris in my video. The Lloyd sword ring. When you're at full health, you do 1.5 times the damage. But if you take one hit, you lose that.
What the hell? I just got hit by something. Oh, probably the archers up above. Yep,
anyways,
it's archer arrows.
Yeah, this is a mimic. I just want to point that out now. This is a mimic. But there's a trick I want to teach you guys. If you have an item called the Undead Hunter Charm, and you throw it at the mimic, the mimic will be knocked out, and you can grab the item from him. You will never have to engage the mimic after that. You can keep it there for as long as you want. I'm not gonna fight it for the sole factor of I have 3
There's
Estus
also
and
there's also another trick you can use. There will be a spell that we'll go over later called Pestilent Mercury that you can throw on top of the mimic and kill him without him even moving.
no, they patched that.
Oh, they did? That's a bummer. Because you used to be able to use Pestilent Mercury as well as poison and toxin it to death. Oh. Hi, Cathedral Knight. Your Claymore does a lot of damage for it being at +2.
I know, I love it.
I forgot how overpowered the Claymore is. I think I may have to run Claymore now. I miss my Claymore, actually. It was a good sword. I used to use it, oh my god, all the time. Mine's a raw Claymore. Ow!
This thing is kind of evil.
I hate this thing.
It does a damage yet to this game we haven't just talked to you guys about, which is curse damage.
He's gonna kill me.
But we'll go over what curse does a bit later in the episode, actually.
Oh yeah, that's right. I can buff my raw Claymore. Ew.
I wish I had a heal spell.
Full?
Hmm?
You forget what I have?
Heal! Okay. That man. He's not a nice guy.
He's been around since Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, he's a beanie.
And has a lot of defense.
Not a whole lot of health, though. Only basing around 600 health.
Well, for this playthrough.
Still wish I had my own heal spell.
Hey, look, an Estus. Here, hold still. Man, I miss my soothing sunlight now.
You don't think I don't?
I keep getting Estus back, so I'm good. Hell, I've blown through, I think, 16 Estus now.
There's not a whole lot of reviews that got into this episode. There actually isn't. The only reviews we found were the ones that we already did. Such as the 2 weapons.
Well, we're not gonna open that door?
No, I don't need to.
Oh, yeah, that's right, we're not gonna go over covenants or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not unless if they cross our paths.
I hate this part.
That's right, if people really want to know, all you gotta do is look up Cathedral of the Deep Rosaria's tutorial.
Rosaria's
And
finger.
it'll give you in-depth detail. Yeah. Hey.
In here, you can find a new armor set called the Drang Armor. It's decent, I guess. It's pretty light, actually. Sorry if this sounds kind of boring, like, at all, but it's just, the first, like, 6 or 7 areas, honestly don't have a lot of interesting things to talk about.
I'm trying to keep all the slimes away while I'm fighting him.
So, I apologize to you guys if it's just, you know, oh, there's no talking or anything, it's just gameplay. I don't know what the fuck am I supposed to do? You guys really want to know? Well, we're walking in giant poop right now.
Well, pretty much sewage slime.
It's giant dung. It's already been confirmed.
Sounds like a shitty situation.
Alright. I still can't make the weapon +3. This saddens me. I'm not gonna waste my time with the 2 Cathedral Knights over here. But I wanna go to this spot because we get to actually talk about something. Alright.
Dickheads of the deep.
I still don't have any pine resin. This is fucking aggravating. Whatever. This is the Deacons of the Deep. This is what you would call your first Dark Souls puzzle boss in this game. This is also what you would call the most irritating boss.
Can be.
They don't have tons of life. In fact, I think the main Deacon himself only has half of what the total bar is for them. I don't even know if I want to fight right now. I just I seem so precautious. I don't know what to do. Oh no! Which one do I hit? It's not the obvious one or anything. Yeah, so that's kind of what makes this fight saddening. It's easy, but you know, yeah. I'm not gonna put the stats up just yet. For the reason being of the main part
Alex,
of the fight hasn't happened.
He's in the floor.
Oh, his eyes right here.
That's because I just killed the other one, but he was originally sitting in the floor in front of the altar.
Anyways, let me go over this professionally now that I can not text. Sorry. Deacons of the Deep. This is a very irritating boss. This boss only has about 4,000 HP. Although the main deacon himself has about 2,800 himself. So, yeah, it's not anything too horrible.
I need to go on buff.
This is when I'm gonna, yeah. So this boss implements another piece called Curse, and we talked about that a bit earlier. What is Curse? Well, because From Software thought it'd be cute, they made this a timed boss fight. Once the real boss himself spawns in, you have to kill the boss fast. It's a timed fight. Ever since the time got reduced, you have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes or Curse will happen. Boss is dead, I'm gonna still finish.
That, and the mobs will heal the boss as well.
The mobs will heal the boss, will keep him away, or keep us away by spamming force. The reason why that fight is hard is if Curse happens, it is an instant kill. Once it starts happening, you can stop it, but it doesn't matter because there's a bunch of them that will spawn and consistently do it. You are only timed 2 minutes to defeat that boss, and if you don't defeat it within that 2 minutes, well, kiss your ass goodbye.
Yep. You might as well just bend over, take, and cringe really hard.
It's a very irritating boss.
It's one of those things of bend over or crouch and cough.
Before we end this episode, I wanna go over something. So a few episodes back, I said after we killed the Great Cursewood that we would go over a very, very special item, and I forgot to do it. Mostly because time constraints and, you know, everything else. But essentially, it was an item called the Transposing Kiln. What you would do with the Transposing Kiln is you go up from the Firelink Shrine, you go up these stairs, take a right, and go to this man sitting in a chair. This dude who has no legs. And, upon any twisted soul. This man gives you boss weapons. And because, you know, I feel stupid that I didn't get to go over any of these, we're going to go over all of them right now. There's not a whole lot, thank God, but I might as well get them over the way. The first weapon is the Cleric's Candlestick. Okay. This is where Dark Souls tried to pull a whole, hey, let's recreate a weapon from Dark Souls 2 called the Blue Flame, which is a sword that can cast spells. Sounds awesome, right? Here's the problem. Unlike in Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3 makes the Cleric Candlestick scale or have needing a faith requirement. That's not stupid. That is not. It's got a C scaling at the start of intelligence, but it has a 12 faith requirement to use. This makes it a problem considering it's not a faith casting item. And because you're casting spells, any power you have in faith will lower your total magic damage. So,
yep,
you gotta keep that in mind. This is also the only legendary weapon in the game that goes to +10. Yeah, I don't know either. Very pointless weapon, actually.
Very broken weapon.
Yeah. Moving on.
I wonder why Miyazaki allowed them to put it in the game, because in my opinion they should have done a little bit better building with that dagger.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Next up is the Hollow Slayer. Tim?
The Hollow Slayer?
Yep.
I can't remember what the Hollow Slayer is.
It's Mira's sword from Dark Souls 2.
Oh. Lucatio's sword.
Yeah.
All I can really say is just a traditional sword, from what I can recall. Now, if it was something like the Lost Sinner's sword, the more souls you had, the more damage you did. But other than that, it's just a standard old sword that does a decent amount of damage, but there's nothing special about it. The sword art's not even special.
Yeah. Alright.
It's kind of a really pointless weapon to get, in my opinion. Unless you like cosplaying as Lucatio because you like the armor and the weapon.
I'll say this. If you're a dex build, this is a great starting dex build weapon. I will say that now.
Okay,
Only
yeah.
needing 18 decks to use and a C scaling? Dude, you're getting there.
Yeah, it is a good starter one, but a lot of people that use dex weapons, they don't do that. They roll with the Uchi-Katana.
Yeah. Weapon 3, the Crystal Sage Rapier. I went over this last episode saying that this weapon isn't that great, and I'm not wrong. It's got a C scaling and intelligence, but that's all it's got going for it. Really, as a rapier itself, the fact that its strength and dex are both scaling with E
Yeah,
doesn't...
it's got a very broken stat system.
Yeah, there is one plus side. I did say there was a plus side, and that is it increases your item discovery. Meaning, if you're farming for one of those, say, Corvian weapons, this is a weapon you want to have held in your left hand, because it can do really good at increasing your luck chance. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not a weapon I actually have never seen this weapon used in PvP. So, you know, or PvE. Weapon number 4 is Vort's Great Hammer. Tim.
Okay. I've never personally used this hammer, mostly because of stats on it. It's an alright starter weapon if you've already killed the cursed rotwood and you just want a heavy hitting ice hammer. I really can't say too much great about it, mostly because by the time you get to that point of being able to make that hammer, there's already so much better that you can use. In my honest opinion, they really should have thought a little bit better on the weapon acquiring system. I mean, if you really like frostbite and you really want something that's going to do a decently high amount of frostbite, that hammer is not your best bet. The sword is, because you can swing more and build up more points quicker from the amount of connected hits. As for the stats, I've tried using it in the past. I haven't personally upgraded it and tested it with it upgraded. I've tried it unupgraded, and it really didn't perform very well. Yeah, I can't really say too much good about it, other than there was much more potential that could have been thrown with it. Yeah, that's it. As for like the stat system for the requirements, it's got a C scaling and strength, and it requires 30 strength to wield it. Other than that, it's really not something that I would recommend to anybody.
Mostly because you're not going to use this weapon for a while, because most people, when they get this weapon, aren't going to have 30 strength right off the bat. So.
Yeah.
And the final weapon,
soul farming.
the final weapon that we got up here is the Arthur Spear. This is another one of those cases of why the hell does this exist on the weapon? The weapon has great stats, don't get me wrong. 19 in dexterity for a C scaling, that is really freaking good. Its weapon art, Shield Splitter, marvelous. Only question I have is, why does it have poison? This is a big thing too. If you guys don't know what split damage is, this works on all poison, bleed, and frostbite weapons. What it essentially does is it takes a chunk of the total damage and it scales it down to that additional effect.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. The Arthur Spear could have been a great weapon. The only plus side about it that I can think of, other than amazing stats and everything about that, is it has the ability of the Ring of the Evil Eye, which is also, every time you get a kill, you get 8% of your health back. Which is a really, really good thing. And it can stack if you have the rings and all that.
If you have the shield, the sword, and the ring.
Yeah. But other than that, that's all the boss weapons at this point that we will go over. I'm not going to be getting any of these because I personally just do not want to use one. Any of them, at least. But yeah. So, This makes up for last episode, huh? This is about 30 minutes. So, thanks everybody so much for watching. In the next episode, we will be continuing in our adventures and stuff. Yeah.